Presentation intelligence is the art, science and practice of powerful presenting. And it's an integrated approach to presenting. There is no point in having really great content if you have poor delivery, and vice versa. Presentation intelligence is about getting your design, your content, your context and your delivery all integrated beautifully so you can get your intended message across. I'll talk about 3 core ones today, and they would be context, flow and emotion. So I'll start with context. Context is all about relevance. Your presentation must be relevant to this audience on this day and at this time. If your presentation isn't relevant to the audience, you're wasting your time and you're wasting your audience's time. The next one is flow. This is all about having a great structure. Many new presenters say a structure will restrict them, but it's totally the opposite. When you work with a really good structure, it'll actually set you free. And from an audience perspective as well, when they're watching a presentation and the flow is beautiful, it's a much more enjoyable experience for them. And the very last one, we'll talk about emotion. Now, emotion trumps logic. So if you want to influence your audience in any way, you need to touch their hearts as well as their head. Before we prepare for any presentation, we need to ask ourselves so many questions. And not just ourselves, but also our stakeholders as well. And these are questions like, what is the purpose of this presentation? What are my key messages? What methodology will I choose to get my intended message across? And once we know some of the answers to those questions, we start with the end in mind. What behavioural changes do I want the audience to make after they leave my presentation? And then, of course, you've got to design your presentation. You've got to prepare, you've got to rehearse, deliver, and finally evaluate your presentation. That's evaluating the effectiveness of the presentation so you can improve yourself, but also you can be of more service to your clients afterwards. And then on the day, make sure you get a good night's sleep. Make sure you don't over-rehearse. Yes, there is such a thing. And then get to the venue in plenty of time for all those AV checks and just to get a feel about the venue. Now, the amazing thing about stories is when we're telling a story or when we're recalling an event, the same brain chemicals are released as if we were actually experiencing it. And when a brain hears a story, that's your audience listening to your story, the neurons fire in the same pattern as the presenters, and it's called neural coupling, which actually means your audience can enjoy the same emotional experience of you. I love to help my clients craft really good stories. But not only crafting and delivering stories face to face, but I love to work with organisations and business owners how to create their great brand narrative as well. As a powerful presenter, you need to step up and be a thought leader. What that means though, is you need to bring something new to the platform, something new, creative, innovative, perhaps a new perspective. And if you're a business owner, you can bring your new products and services to your audience. When you're in front of a live audience, you're building trust, and you're building trust fast. And we know that we like to do business with people that we like and people that we trust. I know that I've been using speaking as my go-to marketing strategy for many years across multiple businesses.